What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a recap of Belle Collective. This is for season 3, episode 1, honey. Let's get off into it. Lateshia, girl, Miss Pearson, what are we doing, sis? Why is Glen still on our screens, girl? What is going on? We gonna get to Tisha, you guys. First off, we gotta deal with LATRICE. Okay, yes, I said deal with LATRICE. LATRICE ain't in too much of a better situation than Lateshia, honey, if you ask me. But LATRICE says, honey, business has been booming for her. She has recently found a new location for her business without So Gucci's help, honey. Okay. I'm like, LATRICE, that ain't right, sis. You could have at least communicated with So Gucci and let her know, honey, I done found, the building that I need, to do my business in. Did y'all see LATRICE's interview, honey, with Carlos King, honey? It was a mess. We have LATRICE's friend Josh is staying with them. He has been impacted from the Jackson water crisis. And LATRICE also mentioned that some of her employees have been affected by the Jackson water crisis. She has not, but she's, being nice to her good friend, honey, her good Judy. And, she's letting Josh stay at her place. I like Josh. When I watched LATRICE's interview with Carlos King, she mentioned that Josh was being dragged on Twitter. I don't know why. Okay, and y'all keep talking about, oh, well, he all up in her marriage. Somebody need to be up in that motherfucker. Okay, LATRICE need to be up out of it, but Josh is free to have an opinion. Okay, he see that stuff ain't right between LATRICE and Cliff, honey, okay? Cliff's grandkids and great-grandkids are visiting. I was like, well, damn, shit, you don't need no more kids, Cliff, okay? Your kids is having kids, and they kids having kids, okay? So he's enjoying, his grandbabies, and LATRICE, is enjoying them too. LATRICE says she is afraid of being pregnant. She's afraid of losing her shape. I call bullshit. You are afraid that Cliff is really going to have control over you once you become pregnant. Okay, it's going to make you more vulnerable and dependent upon him, and you don't want to do that. You want to be an independent woman in your marriage to a man you don't even trust, to a man that is controlling. Okay, quit with all this. He's just overprotective. Girl, he ain't overprotective. He controlling. He treats you like you his daughter, honey, okay? Do I need to turn into Evelyn Lozada? Don't talk about my daughter. Don't talk about Shanice like Shawnee, like she talked about Shanice. I can't do my Evelyn quite that good, honey. Okay, we a little tired, okay? But y'all know Ms. Robinson normally puts it down. But yeah, I was just looking at LATRICE. She's delusional. I think LATRICE thinks that she's doing better than what she is, as far as her marriage is concerned. As a businesswoman, she seems like she's excellent. She is really taking things, to the next level with her hair business. That's good. But yeah, girl, I can't get with LATRICE. She cannot be my favorite and be delusional like this. Okay. Cliff basically said to her, our marriage is a hoax. He's basically saying you could throw away the whole marriage if LATRICE doesn't have a baby by him. What type of bullshiggity is that? He already done had kids, and his kids got kids, and they kids got kids. So it's why is it even important? Do you see what I'm saying? You already have kids. You already have that foundation at the house. So to me, it's not a big deal if she don't want to have a child. But we all know why he wants her to have a child. And it's not for generational reasons. It's not to solidify their marriage. It's so he can continue, let's say it all together, ladies and gentlemen, he can continue controlling her. There you go. And at first, it didn't bother me that Latrice called her man daddy, because I've used that, same type of saying, to my men, in the past. And it was okay for me because they wasn't trying to control me the way Cliff is trying to control Latrice. But Latrice, you do need to stop calling that man daddy, because he treats you like you are his daughter. It's not even a term of endearment anymore. Okay, I can't even defend you. Okay, so girl, sad case, honey. In the words of Miss A. Leola, rest her soul, honey. So Latrice, her friend Josh, asked Cliff when is the last time he cooked a meal, and he began pointing at Latrice, and Latrice began explaining, their dynamics. He's real old-fashioned. He's old school. He think the woman's supposed to cook, clean, and hold down the kids and do all that type of stuff. Like I said, I like Josh. I like how he's advocating for Latrice. I like how he speaks up to Cliff. I love their banter going back and forth. I found it very entertaining. Josh says that Cliff is bothered by everything he says and does. Cliff feels like Josh needs to go. He is causing a lot of problems in he and Latrice's marriage. And I'm like, Cliff, that's not it. You just want to control and abuse Latrice behind closed doors. When I say abuse, you guys, I'm talking more or less emotional. I don't know if he's physically doing anything, but that scene at the end, it didn't look good at all. You are definitely being controlled. Okay, you are a grown-ass woman. You should be able to go out with your girlfriends, have a drink, and do what you do. If that's what marriage looks like, you all can keep it. Like, for real. I don't want to be in no marriage, no relationship, like that, where I can't be free and independent and, just be myself. That's not how a relationship should feel. But Cliff, he wants to isolate Latrice away from her family, away from people like Josh that's going to have an opinion about their marriage. Because remember, he doesn't want things to change. That is the key sign, honey. You dealing with an abusive man. I'm not just talking physically, guys. I'm talking about verbally, emotional. They want to control everything. So they don't want your friend there with their opinion about how they are treating you. Okay? Latrice and Cliff are sleeping in separate bedrooms. That's a red flag too. Like, why would you even want to have a baby with him and y'all sleeping in separate bedrooms? Josh had mentioned they don't communicate well with each other. And I've slept in separate bedrooms too when I was living with a man, but see, we wasn't married. And I just feel like when you married, shouldn't y'all be in one bedroom? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Or it don't matter, how you do your marriage. Like I get people have issues, but how are y'all gonna get pregnant sleeping in two separate bedrooms? And you should be able to talk to this man. You can't talk to him, Latrice, because he's too busy trying to control you. Josh says that he feels like Cliff tries to control Latrice, and he knows he does. He tried to get Latrice to go out with him, and it was a big old thing, and, Cliff wasn't checking for it. He said if he not going, she can't go. See, stuff like that, that's unhealthy. So, girl, you really are in denial, Latrice, with how bad your marriage is. And then on Carlos's, interview, you downplay everything. And I was a little disappointed with Carlos for not keeping you honest and saying, girl, y'all situation, it don't look the healthiest. And I get Carlos has a show to produce, But at the same time, like, if you really care about these women, like, say, girl, like, what are we doing? This is not it, sis. Okay, like, do something, Carlos. Provide some therapy or something, honey. Okay, because a few of the heifers on the show needed that damn Tisha. She needed too. Now, before we get to Tisha, Latrice says something by the way of she feels like by putting her husband and her family above herself, it depletes her happiness. And I'm just looking like, girl, you're sacrificing yourself to make other people happy. You will never be happy in a situation like that, Latrice. That's not sustainable. So yeah, Latrice needs therapy, you guys. Put your comments in the comment section about, how y'all feel about Latrice. She's a beautiful woman. I'm proud of her with, what she was able to accomplish with her business. But the way this marriage is set up, honey, okay, it's on the first floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so next we got lateshiapearson. Lateshia says her business has skyrocketed. She's doing all types of speaking engagements. She's traveling the world. She's about to do a women empowerment tour. Does that mean you gonna be doing them damn brunches, Lateshia? You know you gonna have to bring it, sis. Lateshia says, honey, while business is going fabulous, honey, her personal life is struggling. All you got to do is let go of that zero and get you a damn hero and stop playing. You're a nice looking woman. You all have so much opportunity on this show, so many financial opportunities, and you are still trying to cling to a man that keeps disrespecting you. She moved back in with Glen and he disrespected her again. Then you still sitting on his dick. We see that later on in the show. For what? Get a new man already, girl. What you afraid of? This is not the 1950s. Okay? Get rid of Glen's ass. And then, honey, did y'all see the previews of how he go come crying to her about his grandmother? See, they love pulling my grandmother died, my nephew died, my cousin died. I don't give a damn who died, nigga. You gotta go, okay? You gotta go. Get rid of him. He's a demon seed. What is you doing? You need to love yourself. And I keep reiterating to you guys, low self-esteem shows up in your personal life. Okay? I don't give a damn about what you're doing professionally. It shows up in the personal life. And your personal life, it shouldn't be so hard. That's one message I wish I would have gotten earlier, is that relationships are really not that hard. When both of you all have the right intentions toward each other and the right priorities toward each other, okay, it's really not that hard. I also would be remiss if I didn't reiterate this. I know from experience. So, honey, Miss Robinson is not judging. It's just a lesson that I had to learn. Do not keep taking a man back over and over again, because when you do that, you are basically laying down the groundwork for him to up the ante and continue to disrespect you. And each time you take him back, it will get worse and worse, and it will literally chip away at your self-esteem. Okay? So, girl, if you can't love yourself enough to get away from this man, at least take the love that you have for your child and use that as motivation to separate from this man. I don't give a damn how much history y'all got, 20, 30 years. Look at the behavior. The behavior is not changing. It's Groundhog Day. Everything is still the same, okay, on the first floor. Girl, get rid of his ass. Okay, you could be dating a new man right about now, okay? We see Glen and his son. They are at a trampoline park. Glen gets to asking Lateshia what she been up to. She says, working. He says he's been doing the same. Lateshia says he loves his daddy. Now, why did she say that? Because, of course, he go use that and say, Yeah, of course he loved his daddy. I wish you had the same love that he has for his daddy. Nigga, what do you think all the chances is for? You think she's just doing this shit for no reason? Evidently she loves you, and a lot of men, you guys, they will play up off of that love that you have for them, but it's really not about the love you have for them. They don't love themselves. That's why they act out like that, because if he was the right type of nigga, he would look her in her face and tell her flat out, I don't plan on doing right by you. But instead of communicating that, they'll just show you that with their actions. That's why you always pay attention to a man's actions. Don't go off of nothing that they say, okay? Glen gets to mentioning how maybe he should delete his social media. He ain't gonna do that. It's an empty threat. It's he ain't trying to do that, child, okay? Let his ass stay on social media. I would stop talking to him. Like, stop giving him your words. Start putting that shit into a new man, or just taking some time out for yourself to heal. To me, she didn't have plenty of time really to do that, and then, start dating somebody else. And I recommend, like, not getting into a serious relationship with somebody, but just changing the channel and, become affiliated with some different men, because that way he won't look that appealing to you. Right now, that's the only dick that you done had up in you for all these years. That's all you know. So, girl, y'all know what I'm saying. Like, another man changes everything. It really does, because it gets you acclimated to some new energy. You will probably get treated better by the new man, respected. You ain't gotta, get married to somebody else like tomorrow, but I suggest she start talking to somebody else, because, yeah, he the only man, she done ever been with. She been with him since high school. Hell yeah, girl, it's time to go, okay? Hell no to the no. Get rid of him. Tisha keeps talking about, I can't believe, he would do this to a woman of my caliber. A woman, with low self-esteem? Okay? You have to have low self-esteem, sis. You keep giving him way too many chances. He ain't gonna do nothing but continue to disappoint you, because he know, she gonna give me another chance, and then, he gonna get comfortable again, reach out to somebody else. She said he claimed he be bored, and she's just like, well, shit, he need to read a book. These niggas ain't trying to read no book. Okay, he trying to hold something. Okay. And right now, you need to end this conversation, and you need to go and try to hold something, okay, off of somebody else, if you know what I mean. Okay, like, girl, what is we talking about? She was disgusting me. Like, Tisha, you too pretty. Like, girl, stop it. Glen get to talking about how he don't need nobody to teach him how to be a husband. I'm like, evidently she do need to teach you. Somebody need to teach you something. You ain't doing right by your woman, but you don't have any plans on doing right by her, okay? He manipulates her by saying, well, it's been 23 years. It's been too damn long, okay? Too damn long. Ladies, let me say this to you. A man treating you in the nice, respectful way costs nothing. They know what to do. Okay? They know how to be nice. It's really not that hard. He wants to be an asshole. He wants her to get accommodated, and he wants her to be affiliated with life on the first floor, with him being abusive emotionally by cheating, neglectful. He really wants to show his ass without any consequences. And the longer she stays with him, she's just going to be ordering more and more of the same behavior from him. Now, before we move on, they get to talking about how they had sex after the reunion. Why is you having sex with him? That's your problem, too. Go get some dick from somebody else. And then he like, you had sex with your husband. with a condom on. And she was like, I have to. Okay, you have to. Why? Because you can't trust him. That's backwards as hell, Lateshia. And she thinks that all of this is on Glen. No, this is on you. You are part of the problem too. Okay, because you keep playing into this bullshiggity. Girl, oh, child. Tisha, girl, I will keep you in prayer, sis. Next, honey, we got Miss So Gucci herself. She says she is the most requested real estate agent in Jackson, Mississippi. She's also a fitness trainer. Honey, her husband, honey, prepares a dinner for the two of them. He said it's been a long time, honey, since he has been able to have his wife to himself. He in the kitchen, honey, cooking butt naked. Okay. Shout out to Dollar Bill from Players Club. I really get a kick out of JJ. Is that his name? I really like him. Him and what's the lady's name? The light-skinned lady. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Her husband, they seem like the best husbands on here. Akeisha, her husband. Yeah, they seem like they really love and care for their wives. The rest of these niggas ain't about shit. Child, he got whipped topping all on his mouth and he trying to kiss So Gucci soon as she get up in the house. I was just cracking up. That man is so funny. Honey, JJ says he loved being an empty nester. He can let it all hang out now. I said, go ahead, JJ, with your bad self, honey. So Gucci is like, honey, this man is crazy. So Gucci comes out with something very sexy and revealing. I said, look at that body, yada, yada. She is a baddie, honey. So Gucci says she's had a lot on her plate as of recently, and she's just been really busy. So Gucci gets to talking about how her daughter, I guess, recently had a baby. I believe one of JJ's daughters had a baby too. Now they are closer because remember there was some division, okay, against their daughters. But now that they both are mothers, they are closer. They have more in common. And I thought it was weird that she said that because I'm like, well, shit, y'all parents are together. That's having a lot in common too, honey, okay? But she gets to talking to JJ about, she wants, take some time, spend it with the grandbabies. And, she said that he got to, spend some time with his grandson as well. So Gucci asked JJ, why did he really prepare this meal? Because, honey, she still don't trust, him doing all this cooking for her. And he said, well, I just want you to see how it is, without any kids, being in the house. And plus, my mother has been thinking about moving in with us. I was like, ooh, child. So Gucci was pissed, honey. Okay. So Gucci is just like, honey, you ain't told her no. Okay. You ain't talked to me about this. And he talking about, well, baby, just eat your lobster. It's getting cold. She was like, oh, the hell with that. So she gets up and walks off. JJ, why you gotta have your mother living with you and your wife? Me personally, you guys, I could never live with anybody's mother. Hell, I could barely tolerate my own. So living with my man's mother is a hell to the no. JJ, on the other hand, honey, says in his confessional that So Gucci and his mother have a great relationship and he the man of the household. And, he could get some free meals, okay? He said, my mother could be a help to the both of us. I said, JJ, you is a fool. I am Miss Tambra Cherie, and I am so blessed. I'm trying to work on her impression, you guys. I don't like this bitch, okay? Let's just get to it. I don't like her. She fake as hell. She now telling her man, honey, that she don't want to live with him no more. Okay, like, what is that about? Then it's coming out in the season, honey, that she been cheating on some man with Damon, like her fiance. And girl, like, you want to get married first, but you moved in with the man. You shouldn't have never never moved in with the man, okay? You like Tambra, no. So Damon mentions, honey, that it's been 2 months since they slept together. I'm like, ooh, child, is she cheating on you with somebody else? Like, is that going on? Tambra, you guys, is very ambiguous. It's like you never know exactly what's going on with her. She's really hard to read. Unlike the rest of the cast, I could see them in the future getting rid of her and like bringing on somebody else, because she just seems like very guarded and like secretive. And I love the outfit she had on. I love the color of that outfit she had on. It was so cute. But yeah, Damon is like, honey, is it me? Like, what's a man to think? But Tamra, you are at fault for this, because if you really wanted this old school, we get married, then we start making babies, then you should have stuck to your plan. You don't allow this big head nigga to take over, okay? Tamra says, honey, I just feel like, if you're living together, you don't need to have sex all the time. That is the purpose of having in-house, girl. Shit, you get to hop on that dick anytime you feel like it. Okay, that's the best part. But, honey, like, you hustling backwards. Okay, you ain't gave that man no draws. The mind trying to hold something, okay? You can't move in and then hold out. You just doing everything in the wrong order. You going down the wrong road. I think he tried to bribe me, in order to live with him. Like I don't know what to do at this point. It's like, ooh, child, her voice. Okay. I need a ring for me to be focused these days. It's like, don't you have one? Ain't y'all engaged? Like, what the hell you think is gonna happen so magical once y'all get married? Once y'all get married, that's gonna be the only dick that you allowed to screw. So you better start screwing on it now, honey. Damon beating. Look, put his hat somewhere else. And I ain't talking about the hat that he wear on his head, honey. Okay? Shit. I'm confused, you guys. Like, this lady is just weird and delusional and backwards, and she's on the first floor. Tamara gets to saying that their schedules are so different. She's just like, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. What am I supposed to do at that time? Why are you even having this type of conversation? If this is your man, this man gonna be your husband. What's wrong with you cooking some breakfast while your ass is up? Okay, what is the problem? Damon is just what's up? Why you can't do that? And it just seemed like, you guys, she does not want to be with him. Okay, because when you love your man, us girls, honey, we know, okay? We got our man here, and, you cook for your man. If he acting up, you burn his food and, mess up his laundry, honey. That's what Miss Robinson taught y'all. But Damon, have you been, well, they did accuse you, Damon, of messing, with some other heifer, honey, and I believe it. Y'all just seem too ambiguous for me. It just, I don't know. It's like they are hiding something collectively, singularly. This does not look like a couple that's on their way to getting married down the aisle. Make it make sense. Child, Damon said she don't cook dinner. And Damon said you ain't got no excuse not to be cooking because all you do is sit your ass in a chair all day. Excuse you, Damon. I know the content creators, honey, was like, say what now? It take a lot of work to be, what is she, on the air? She pretty much kind of do what us content creators do, honey, on YouTube. And it is a lot of work to give you all our energy, to talk about things at a drop of of the hat. It's a lot more work that goes into it than what people give people credit for. So I didn't like him saying that to her. I felt like that was very like dismissive. And now, Damon, I see why she ain't waking up cooking your big head ass no breakfast, because I wouldn't make you nothing either, trying to put down her career. The nerve of you. So next we got Akeisha and her husband. She has a restaurant in the Bronx called Bricks and Hops, and it's supposedly doing very well. Her husband is still out in New York doing his job. I guess, what is he, some type of sportscaster or something? She says she's struggling raising their 2 kids and trying to work on the Ferris Street project. Akeisha says her and her group have submitted a proposal and they are promising 10 to 12 restaurants, I guess, as a part of the Ferris Street project. Akeisha, honey, was looking good in her confessional. She was. Akeisha says instead of just purchasing one building, her and her team, honey, plan on purchasing the whole block. I said, go ahead and do it. Okay, if you go do it, sis. We see Akeisha and her kids. Her daughter is about to fall out. She talks to her husband. So Gucci stops by and she asks Akeisha, have you heard from Tambra, your BFF? Because y'all remember Tambra began screaming at Akeisha. Akeisha was like, I have never seen that lady act like that out of all the time I've known her. And I believe Akeisha. I personally would not want to be friends with Tambra. I do not find her trustworthy, you guys. It just, something seems very off with her. Akeisha says that Tambra lied about wanting her on the show. She also lied when she told the girls that, Akeisha said that they was ugly. I mean, I believe it. I believe Tambra is one of those people, when she's with you, she's saying one thing, and then when you get her in the front of other people, like, she's lying by omission, like leaving things out, adding things in, and like, just stunting and fronting, honey, okay? So Gucci tells Akeisha she needs to have a conversation with Tambra and, really confront her about how she treated her last season. Akeisha says of all the people that Tambra is beefing with, it shouldn't be her. It should be Lateshia, because Lateshia was the one stirring the pot, when it came to her relationship. And I could see that. So Gucci says to Akeisha, do you think Tambra is Lateshia's lapdog? Now, something about that seemed messy. And Akeisha said, well, no, I'm not going to refer to her as being a lapdog. Yeah, because you got to watch it, Akeisha, because I could see Gucci going back and being like, yeah, she said you was a lapdog. So I'm so glad Akeisha caught herself, honey, okay? So Gucci says she's glad that she has connected on another level with Akeisha. They have gotten close and, they hang out a lot. So next, honey, we see Lateshia and Gucci. They meet up. Gucci is showing Lateshia this new condo, okay, because Tisha, she trying to get the hell away from Glen. I'm like, girl, yeah, right. Lateshia mentions that Marie is on her way. That's Marie Monroe. I like Marie. She's in the mental health business, just like how I am, okay? Except Marie owns some stuff. Honey, Miss Robinson was trying to get her mother, who is also in the mental health business, I was trying to get us to own our own company, but my mother didn't want to do that. No, she wanted to sit up and talk about her first floor family members, okay, just not business minded at all like Miss Robinson. Okay, but there's that. Marie, honey, says she's back. She's stronger, focused, and more busier than ever. She says she has her healthcare empire, Zura Marie Cosmetics, Zura Marie Fashion Designer, and Zura Marie Virgin Hair. I said, that's what I'm talking about, sis. Come on now. Marie said, honey, she is here to help out Lateshia because Lateshia has had enough of Glen's foolishness. I'm like, I don't think so, because it looked like she's just going to keep taking him back. Once you close the door, okay, pull a old Nene Leaks, the door is closed. Okay, it's time to close that motherfucker and lock it. Okay, it's time, Lateshia. Okay. Lateshia says she likes that the condo is in a gated community because she don't want no pop-ups from Glen. All you gotta do is call the police. Okay. I didn't like the color of the walls inside the home. I didn't like the white appliances. I'm more of a stainless steel type of girl. If you go spend some coins, I don't know. I guess white it would be okay, but not in this home. I have seen white done the right way in other situations, honey. But you need to paint them damn walls white, honey. That color is just killing Miss Robinson. So Gucci says to Lateshia, well, girl, I'm glad that you came to me, because Tisha was like, yeah, Marie said we got to get So Gucci, to help you to look for a house. And so Gucci was like, yeah, I don't want you to do like our other friend, honey, and have me out here showing you properties and then you end up getting one from another agent. And that's when they began talking about Latrice. And that damn Marie was like, I told y'all the bitch wasn't trustworthy. I told y'all. I know, it's just like, okay, like this is gonna be another season of Latrice and Marie going at it. Like, y'all just don't like each other. Okay, I thought that they was getting on the good foot, okay, last season, but honey, I guess not. Okay, I forgot what happened at their reunion, you guys. I may need to refresh myself. But yeah, I really love this show, you guys. It's a great show, but what I want more than anything is for these women to have some self-esteem about themselves and stop putting up with bullshiggity from these men. It's time that we start setting an example to the younger generation. Lateshia, okay, like, girl, Latrice, you too. Y'all need to get y'all shit together. Now, Latrice, honey, said in her Carlos King interview that she hadn't heard from So Gucci, and then I think Carlos had told her, well, you still should have called her up and told her, hey, I'm going into a new direction, but Latrice didn't want to do that. She felt like she saw an opportunity and she jumped on it. And I just feel like you have to be transparent, with your friends or associates, whoever the woman is to you, because she did take time out of her day to try to find you, a property, for your business. So what y'all think about that? So now, honey, So Gucci feels like Marie was right about Latrice. Okay, she is not trustworthy. They get to talking about Lateshia and Glen still having sex. Marie was like, since you about business, have you stopped, having sex with him? Because Lateshia, you can't keep having sex with this man and think he's going to take you seriously. You have to cut that out. I don't want to hear this shit about, oh, that's my husband, and you better go find you some new dick to get up on. How you doing? Shit. And she sat on his D after the reunion. Why? Because the paternity test came out in his favor? Like, that is so stupid and it's so first floor. Ugh. Tisha, no. Child, Tisha said her vibrator, honey, is doing miracles. And Miss Robinson got to thinking, bitch, you need to go by the store and get you some batteries, okay? Marie says she don't believe her, and I don't blame Marie. It's like, girl, you hustling backwards at this point. So now, honey, we are at Latrice's place of business, the whole Goddess Lengths place. Latrice is now delivering hair to VIP clients. Josh says that he told Latrice to hold off on moving, but she was in such a rush. LATRICE says she had a very good reason to move because she thought she had the building. LATRICE says Gucci made it seem like, she had the building, she was good to go, and when it came down to it, she didn't have the building. Josh says that so Gucci, honey, is giving fraud. I don't think so. Now LATRICE only has like one side to her store. The owner of the building, I guess he's leasing the other side out. I was like, ooh, girl, see, God don't like ugly, girl. You didn't do your due diligence. You too busy going through cognitive dissonance, honey, with your husband, honey, okay? Child, a producer says to LATRICE, so do you feel like she didn't drop the ball? They talking about So Gucci being the #1 realtor, honey, in Jackson. And LATRICE said, honey, I gave her that name. Ooh, child, the shade, honey. But I'm here for it, okay? I'm here for this little thing between LATRICE and Gucci, honey, okay? LATRICE says Gucci has only showed her one building and business has to go on, honey. Child, Josh ends up going in on Cliff's body. Get to talking about how controlling he is towards LATRICE. Child, Josh is so shady, but honey, I was here for it. He said Cliff ain't about shit. Got them green eyes, light skin. That was in the 60s, honey. What is Cliff about? In his 70s? Honey, I was hollering. I am living for Josh. Do y'all like Josh? I like him, okay? Josh, honey, tells LATRICE, I didn't appreciate your husband calling me a freeloader. Then LATRICE was like, well, Josh, you technically is a freeloader, honey, because, you've been staying with us for free, okay? Josh says that Cliff don't want him in that house with him and LATRICE because he don't want everybody to know what, Cliff is doing to LATRICE behind closed doors. And he's being emotionally abusive towards her, trying to control her. So, honey, we see it's words on the screen, honey, and it says that LATRICE and her friend Mandy arrived at the M Bar to grab a last-minute drink. This is the audio that was recorded as Cliff arrived before the cameras turned on. Okay, we see that Cliff is heated. Cliff says he could correct all this ish right now. He began saying, ain't nobody gonna tell me that I can't film. I don't play that ish. Look at him being controlling. So they show Cliff confronting LATRICE. She says in her confessional, he feels like she lied to him. She says she's embarrassed by his behavior. Yeah, because normally, girl, this is at home. He's doing this with only you and Josh where y'all can see it. Now your friend sees there's a problem within your marriage. He all outside telling you to take your mic off. He takes his mic off and throws the shit any kind of way. Okay, I know Carlos didn't appreciate that, honey. Okay, and I heard Zaddy, honey, been into it with Carlos a few times. So yeah, you need to get rid of Zaddy, get his ass to the nearest nursing home, drop that 0 and get yourself a hero. Okay, and do the dick work at his age? I'm just saying, he claimed he want a baby. Maybe he can't get it up and he angry about it, honey, because that, they be having these little attitudes and moods, honey, when they can't get their thing up. But honey, that ain't your problem. That's his problem, okay? So, honey, the episode ends with LATRICE saying she don't have Zaddy's respect, honey, and she feel like she's being mistreated. And girl, you got to get away from that man, okay? Run away from him with this. Okay, just run away, girl. Get away from that man. But anyways, you guys, that's all I have to say about this episode, honey, of Belle Collective. I see a lot of stuff ain't changed, honey. But I am going to enjoy this season. Don't forget, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.